Hey everybody, it's your boy Bunko, and I'm gonna teach you how to draw some trees, dog, in 10 minutes, alright? That is the number that we are going with right now, 10 minutes. In 10 minutes, you'll be better at drawing trees than you were 10 minutes ago, unless you're excellent at trees. In which case, these lessons are for people who don't like backgrounds, but know they should do them. So we're gonna help them out. Alright, so here are 3 sets of trees that I just pulled at random out of the newest episode of Stagtown. And I'm gonna show you 1, 2, and 3. These 3 levels of treeness are really all you need to know for most backgrounds. See, on this first one, it's just a bunch of messy little shapes. You just take your pencil or sometimes your lasso tool, make little squiggles, little random squiggles. They don't have to be shaped like a tree. In fact, it's better if they aren't. They're the shadows in between leaves. Make a squiggle. Fill it in. And then go next to it with a slightly smaller brush. And just do more squiggles, but more so. And don't fill them in. I'm doing kind of like just a hasty little job right here, so it doesn't really look... It's the general idea. But look, that's all they are. There's a big black squiggle. There's a big black squiggle. There's a real weird kind of squiggle. It kind of looks like a weird looking caterpillar with like a whole bunch of weird arms. But there he is anyways. And right next to them, a bunch of other little dots. And then surrounding them, a crown of wiggles. That's all it is. Wiggles, dots, and big funny black shapes. Make a big funny black shape. Do it with your lasso tool. Do it with whatever. Do it with your teeth. I don't care. We're artists. We do what we want. Fill it in. I am working, by the way, in Procreate on an iPad too. Then get your brush and a real big brush. Do a bunch more. Just dot a bunch of little random squigglies. Sometimes they run together, sometimes they're friends. Whatever. Just squiggle them all in sort of a line that's kind of curly and kind of not, goes wherever. Then get a smaller, like that. And just make little outlines of leaf shapes. Outlines of leaf shapes, that's all. Put them here, put them there, put them wherever. Sometimes less is more, that sort of thing. Now you have a bush. Looks kind of weird as a bush when we just drew it, but if you can see, all these other things over here are the same thing. A big squiggly black shape. Let's get another color here. A big squiggly black shape. Next to it, a bunch of little friends. Little dots everywhere, little lines of dots. And then, all around them, a squiggly outline. Here, there, right over here, wherever. Squiggle line, big black shaped little dots. Now, on the second one, we get a little crazy fancy here. We start making little up and down lines. My God, we're fancy. Up and down little lines. And those add an even better definition to the shadows in your trees. So, once you've drawn your little blobby tree, make little hills. Little up and down hills, or like one of those like things on a machine that goes beep, beep, in a hospital. Or whatever. Something a gram. Spectre. Just make little hills. Just make little hills with little lines. And put them, here. Here. Whatever. Put them wherever. And leave a lot of empty white space in between them, because those are the lightest leaves. See, I did that over here, too. That's it. Little hills. Once you got your blobs, and your squiggles, and your dots, add some little hills. Little hills of lines that go up and down. Third technique. Let's see if we can get a brighter color. You'll notice I have 3 levels of stuff. That's why this is the third lesson. Because there are 3 levels of stuff. Back here, there's a bunch of squiggles, not so many dots, and a lot of lines. That's because it's the furthest away, so it's the dimmest. You don't see everything in contrast on trees far, far away in the background. So that's the very back layer. And then we have a middle layer, which is just of a silhouette of trees. We didn't even have to put our dots in. We didn't even have to do an extra squiggle. We just drew a squiggle all the way around and then just fill that bad boy in black. Drop and paste. And then We drew a bunch of little sticks, a bunch of little Ys, if you will, a bunch of Ys going, why? Why? Why do trees all look like Ys when you put a bunch of leaves and stuff at the top of them? There they are. Or they're broccoli. Either way. Broccoli's just little trees. I dare you to prove it isn't. So you just draw a bunch of little leaning Ys everywhere under that big black canopy of leaves. Doop-boop-boop-boo. That's it. And when you're drawing canopies of leaves, you should, just go outside for a second, touch some grass, go outside and look at some trees. Go talk to a tree. Go know a tree. Personally. Just do it. Go look at some trees and get the general shape of their outline, because 90% of trees just having the outline. So if you don't even feel like doing this and you just want to do it in silhouette, you got that outline down. It's easy enough. Trees are basically just bunches together. Little bunches and a big bunch, and then like a one big bunch and then a bunch on the top. Just draw a bunch of funny looking cotton balls all together, and then erase it until there's just one outline. There, my friend, you have a tree. Now either color it in black, or use your squiggles, your lines, your big black shapes, and your little dots, and start making some foliage on that thing. Now, back to what we were talking about over here. We've got the background, which is the distant, faint kind of trees with just a lot of lines. Then we got this middle ground, a whole lot of silhouettes just in black, but with a fun thing I like to do on the trunks of the trees is make them all black at first. Just draw a big black stick that's kind of crooked. Whoops. Take your eraser, make it real tiny, and then just, not that tiny, put little lines. Make them kind of randomy. Don't put them all together all at once, It's going to be even. And then get a bigger brush, bigger eraser, and erase all down one side and blend it in. Now you have a weird looking birch. It's cool though. Just kind of blend it in. All the little lines. Make sure the big thick white line is only on one side of the tree. You see, it looks totally weird if you just look at it like that, but it's exactly what's going on right here on all of these trees. Now, in the foreground, we have shrubbery. It's not even it. Shrubbery. A shrubbery. We have stuff that's low to the ground, and, you don't want to see your trees just, growing straight up and down in the grass. Sometimes trees look like that, sure, but not usually in the woods. They have in the woods, or at the edge of woods, what's called undergrowth. Undergrowth is, contrary to what it sounds like, not a horrible disease at all. It's little bushes. Little bushes. You see right here? Little bushes. And they kind of grow at the bottoms of the trees and in between the trees. And if you've ever walked in the woods or seen any movie where people are walking in the woods, there's trees. And then there's little bushes at the bottom. So just treat it like the canopy of a tree. Just treat it with your big black spot. And then your little black spots kind of added in and brushed on at the end places. Or over here, or over here. I love being able to infinite history on this. And then, at the edges of them, add your squiggles. There are your squiggles. Here are some more squiggles. So many squiggles. There they are. All you need to know how to draw for leaves and trees and bushes is big weird solid shape. Bunches of little dots and dots and dots, elongated dots, more like little flat, almost sharp ovals to kind of mimic the shape of leaves. And squiggles. And if you're feeling real fancy, you can do that. Sorry, I'm just checking my timer. I promise this is only a 10-minute video. You can do that fancy little birch thing. 4 things. Ignore this number. 1, 2, 3, 4. That one's optional. You don't have to do that, but it's cool. Big black shape. Little dotty shapes. Squiggle. You're done! Now you know how to draw some cool trees. Go out and draw some cool trees. Go meet a tree. Go marry a tree. Live your life. You can do whatever you want. But draw trees! Thank you.